Welcome to the bunker. Join Nikki, Rosella, Robert, Kayla, and Cole Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time as we traverse the portals of the universe. Discover the secrets of the cryptids. Uncover the truth of conspiracy. And explore the hauntings of our world. And once again, welcome to the S4 Paranormal Bunker.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the S4 Paranormal Bunker. Bringing it to you live here from the Cascade Mountains in the Pacific Northwest. So, tonight we have Nikki Jacobs and Robert White, and John is here in the studio with us. How you doing, guys?
Doing good.
Perfect.
Right.
Rock on. And as you can see, I have now made our camera show our true selves.
I'm the big fuzzy one.
Yeah, I'm the guy in the back.
I'm the weird looking alien.
Usually. So, tonight we are talking secret societies and cults. But first, we do have to say happy birthday to both Nikki Jacobs and Rosella.
Yeah.
Both their birthdays were this week.
Absolutely.
So, happy birthday to both you guys.
Thank
Fran.
you.
I'm glad you had a really good birthday, Nikki.
I am too.
I do want to remind people, please like and subscribe to both this channel and Restore Belief with Nikki Jacobs. I'm going to be putting a link to that in our Facebook group again tonight. So, the one question I do have to ask you guys before we get started is, have you guys ever smelled mothballs?
Yes.
Mothballs.
Mothballs.
Can't get the legs far enough apart.
Fred, you
Yeah,
have?
I've smelled a mothball.
Have you?
Yeah.
Are those like candies or?
No, they go in like cupboards and stuff to keep the moths out.
Oh, okay.
They have a very distinct odor.
It smells like old people. Like, okay, that sounds terrible, but to be perfectly honest, that's the smell I associate with older individuals.
So like grandpa's.
85
Wait,
to
what?
95. Yeah, that's has a tendency. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So me, like Robert, just wanted to see how many perverts we have in here. And apparently there's two. So,
What? We're perverts because we know what a mothball smells like?
well, how'd you get the little legs apart?
Oh my god! No.
Like,
Okay, alright. I got you.
Holy shit.
and then you're talking about how they smell like old and like old man balls. Like,
Okay, alright, you're hilarious.
That's sick. That's very sick-minded of you.
Is this
Thank
gonna,
you.
is this gonna go into something about a secret society, or are we just gonna talk about molesting moths all day?
Secret society of mothballs.
Yeah.
I think they call that Sidor or something. Like,
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs. Oh.
For-
There was a movie, Spaceballs.
Well, Godzilla must have smelt them at one time or another.
No.
Some big Spaceballs.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw that one tonight. I was very impressed with that. I really like that joke. Fran?
Weirdos. Okay.
So, last week we ended with John. Well, we didn't end with this, actually. We were off the air. And John was telling us about a cult he found.
Oh yeah. Recently there was this cult I figured out about, a vegan cult, that started back in I think like 2017.
So way back when.
Yeah, way back. Way back when I was a youngin', when I was still prowling the streets.
Looking for vegans.
No, it was actually pretty cool. Well, not really. It wasn't cool. The vegan cult actually did some horrible stuff, but it was just something cool I found. The vegan cult, I think, had 8 people in it, and they originally lived off grid on this boat away from society until like 2020, and then came back and then just started killing a few people off, and it was pretty bad, pretty horrible.
How did they kill him?
So one person killed her 2 parents. Another guy killed. So they were living in this like RV park.
Okay.
They stabbed and blinded the owner of the park, and before he was gonna testify against them, they actually killed him off, 2 of them. But the RV owner did kill off, I believe, 1 person during the first time and another during the second, and then they also 2 members got caught by border patrol and killed a border patrol member. One of them also got killed off, and they were found with tactical gear and weapons in their vehicles, and they figured out this wasn't actually some group, it was a cult, and it became a really big thing.
The vegetarian cult?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
It's pretty interesting.
So they killed humans, they didn't kill like carrots and stuff. Alright.
No.
Okay.
So we have a lot of self-proclaimed and government-proclaimed cults in the United States and in the world. Can anyone tell me the difference between a cult and a secret society?
But to me, they're the both same thing, but that's beside the point. That's just my opinion.
Well, a secret society is a secret, and a cult is more...
Yeah, it doesn't advertise.
Yep.
Okay. Do you think that'd be the only?
No, I bet there's more, but that's like the most prominent one that I know of, that I can think of.
Scale of searching?
No, I'm honestly wondering. Okay, for me, a secret society is a group of people that can be from all different religious beliefs and all different belief structures that come together and do some form of ritual or some form of something that ties them together. Okay? Where a cult would be more like an all-consuming thing. So, like, a cult would be something that you are part of that you can't necessarily get out of, and that consumes 90% of your life. Where, like, a secret society can be something that you do on the side.
Like a part-time thing.
I agree, but I also disagree, because to me, secret societies, not all of them can have ritualistic abuse, but many of them do. Like the really big ones. But then you get ones where it's just interesting. You look at Skull and Bones. That's a society that brought about a lot of politicians, a lot of extremely famous political people, a lot of extremely famous
Businessmen.
Businessmen. I was thinking corporate business folk, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
So, but they do some interesting things as well, but it's not...
I think with some of them, it's a way finer line than with others. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
I think with some of them, they could be considered falling into either category because of the way that it's structured and of the amount of time that you need to spend doing it and of the ritualistic aspect of certain secret societies and certain cults. But I think that some of them, like some secret societies, aren't all necessarily like terrible either. Just like realistically, some cults aren't 100% horrible. There's a lot of them out there that absolutely are, that do some really messed up stuff. Okay? But you can be part of a secret society for good reasons as well, I guess, would be the way to put
Yeah.
that. Like there was this whole secret society back in the 70s that was started that was basically rich people that funded underprivileged groups of people, but they had meetings and they did it in a secret way, so nobody knew who was a member of this or where the money and donations came from and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's like all they did. They didn't have like some alternative agenda. It was just giving money for the sake of giving money. But it was still considered a secret society because nobody knew who the leaders or who the members were.
Like Secret Santa.
It kind of like a Secret Santa type thing. Yeah. So I mean, there are certain secret societies out there that wouldn't be on the like detrimental to humanity list, but they're few and far between, honestly. Like a lot of them really messed up somewhere along the way. And there are things that would be considered to some people to be cults that I wouldn't necessarily say were all bad or bad either. There's a lot of people that consider religions in general to be cults, and in my opinion, not all religions are bad. Not so. Now there are some really messed up cults out there that do some really horrible stuff, just like there's some really messed up secret societies out there that I would never want to run into a member of.
But not all of them.
Yeah.
Are bad.
But
Agreed.
I wouldn't say that all of them would be considered terrible people or are designed to do something horrible to their members or anything like that.
Understandable.
So I actually found one that is kind of like what you were saying. The Seven Society.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I heard that one.
Yeah, it's from the University of Virginia, founded in 1905 to be rumored. The Seventh Society was formed when 8 students agreed to meet for a card game and only 7 showed up. This society is so secretive that members are only revealed after they have passed away via a wreath of black magnolias in the shape of a 7 placed upon the grave of the deceased. In addition, the university chapel bell reportedly tolls in a dissonant 7th chord 7 times in 7-second increments on the 7th of the hour. Should you wish to contact the Seventh Society, the only way to do so is to place a note at the base of the Thomas Jefferson statue in the University Rotunda.
Wow.
Their biggest incident that makes people believe that this is a society. In 1947, the commencement address was interrupted when a small explosion occurred in front of the stage. After the smoke cleared, a check for $177,777.77 was found floating to the ground. This money was used to create an interest-free loan for any student or faculty member in financial trouble.
Oh, that's nice.
Friend, they've given a sundial in front of the university that states, "Time is too slow for those who wait, too swift for those who fear, too long for those who grieve, and too short for those who rejoice."
That's
Wow.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
Friend, so yeah, like there are good secret societies. Has anyone ever heard of a good cult?
No.
And like I said, it depends on your definition of what a cult is, whether or not I've heard of a good cult.
How?
Well, like I was saying earlier, that there are some people that would say that all religion and all religious practices are cults. Because in certain people's mind that's true, but I don't see every religion as being bad.
Neither do I. I don't see every religion as being a cult either.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
in the mainstream, there's a lot of people that do believe that organized religion in any way, shape, or form would be considered a cult. So if you're
Yeah.
looking at it from that point of view, then I would say that I've met a lot of people that are not bad people that are parts of organized religion in some way, shape, or form. But if you're looking at it from like the standard of what I would consider a cult, as being one person who proclaims themselves to be like the second coming or the Messiah or an alien or some way putting themselves ahead of everybody else and making their law, their word of mouth law and rule for the group of people, and along with taking their money and all their assets and everything else, which you hear a lot about with like Heaven's Gate, and you hear a lot about with like the structured cults that we all know. And I haven't necessarily ever heard of one that I would consider great. No.
Well, I heard of one, but it's kind of dumb. The Danny DeVito cult. So it's a huge online group of students who make shrines to Danny DeVito in public school toilets and just leave bananas, pineapples, or any type of object like that.
So they're
To
just worshiping Danny DeVito
Yes,
in a public toilet.
yes, and these are in high schools.
Mm-hmm.
How do they get members?
You just make a shrine and then post it online.
You're welcome to, though. Like, it's not something you have to do. Like,
Yeah.
now people aren't going to come and tell you to do it.
No, well, some people tell you, hey, this is cool, you should join. But
But, are they in any way manipulative?
no, they're just worshiping Danny DeVito.
Do they leave Jersey Mike sandwiches there?
Yes!
Are they isolated in any way
They're isolated
from
into
the outside
bathroom.
world?
No. It's all online.
They are not a cult.
Oh, well. It has cult in the name.
What classifies as a cult? A cult is a group of people who share extreme beliefs, practices, or devotion to a person or object. Cults can be religious, political, or non-religious. Characteristics of a cult are their beliefs are unorthodox, extreme, or unusual beliefs. Their leader is a charismatic leader who members worship without question.
Taylor Swift.
The cult of...
Structure.
Authoritarian.
Yes. Secretive and highly cohesive. Isolation, secluded from the outside world. Recruitment, use high-pressure tactics to gain members. Control, manipulative, and controlling of members.
Mostly of members, not only their bodies, because there's a lot of weird sexual proclivities in cults, but also members' money and assets. That's a big thing. Usually the guy that, or the girl that runs the cult,
So frats.
takes all their money and assets, tells them what to do, and then goes and buys themselves a lot of bougie stuff while they're living in a hole somewhere, dressed in an apron.
So basically, cults are just frats.
What?
Cults are frats, then.
A frat is a little different than a cult. Very
But
much so.
Wouldn't that be under?
A fraternity doesn't worship an object or a person.
Well,
No, they worship the brotherhood.
So
Some
a
worship the mascot.
fraternity would be more considered a secret society than it would be considered a cult.
okay.
Yeah, thank you.
But being really bad at being a secret.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
would be more considered of just a society
yeah.
of members that are part of it because of the fact that they're Beta, Omega, whatever. Okay.
The reason we have cults, honestly, is because there's no specific legal definition of a cult, and cults are not automatically illegal. Freedom of religion protects unusual beliefs. So,
So we can still worship Danny DeVito.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Jesus.
To be honest, anybody can worship whatever the hell they feel like worshiping, and that's totally on them. That's their own thing. But once it starts to involve massive illegal practices, is usually where somebody comes in to stop what's going on, or they end up kind of disappearing off the face of the earth and going as like an underground type of occult thing, or they end up drinking the Kool-Aid, and none of them living.
They ride the alien ship to the ninth star.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. But there are a lot of people that would take what my belief process is and tell me that I was freaking crazy for believing it too. So, I mean, to each their own. Just don't harm people massively in the process of your religious rights, I guess.
I don't actually think I have ever heard of a cult that didn't harm someone.
Well, you wouldn't, though. If there was a cult out there that wasn't doing anything wrong besides practicing their belief system, okay, you wouldn't hear about it. Nobody would be like, hey, the cult of Amanda, you know what I mean? You would hear about it if they did something wrong, if they had like a shootout, or if they, like 20 members ended up dying somehow, or something like that, then you would hear about it. But there's a lot of practicing cults that we don't even know exist because they haven't done anything wrong yet.
Robert, what was that picture of?
That's the Waco siege.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I remember that pretty well.
Yeah, that was terrible.
We were all glued to the TV to watch what was taking place.
Oh,
Yep.
you might not have heard about it.
Yeah, explain that for someone from Canada.
A cult got together and they weren't paying I think it was the taxes for the guns and alcohol and the ATC or whatever it is,
ATF.
alcohol
ATF.
back ATF. Yeah. They came along and wanted to inspect the place, and they basically said no.
Well, they
And
wanted
so
to get the children out and the guns.
yeah, and they couldn't. So
And they blew it up from the inside.
yep, they did.
Damn.
It was a mass suicide attempt. Mass.
David
Whatever.
Koresh, wasn't
Anyway. Yeah,
it?
it was pretty wicked. Waco. It happened in Waco, Texas, and it made global.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was everywhere for a long time. There were a lot of members that
It was extreme.
didn't make it.
And a lot of it had really to do with the weapons, but then it also went into the occult. It went into their belief system. That was really when the word compound came out in the media, that he had a quote unquote compound, and that they were all quote unquote held up there, hold up. Those were, it was a pretty big deal. And it was one of the government's biggest failures regarding how to deal with the occult and anybody in a cult, and trying to stop mass suicide and mass, they talked extensively about how they really wanted to get the guns out of there and the children out of there. I mean, it was nonstop talking. Media, news anchors were talking about that across the country. It was fairly wicked. And if I remember correctly, they made a made-for-TV movie out of the situation a number of years later.
Yeah, that's what I remember too.
Okay,
I remember right, somebody called it the Waco Massacre.
Yes.
So I am going to actually have to go through and edit this episode. Nikki, unfortunately, apparently you just said a word that we're not allowed to say on YouTube.
Yeah.
M?
No,
S. You have to say unaliving.
Oh, yeah. I do apologize.
Nope,
I knew that.
that's okay.
No, that's
Oh.
okay.
I will go through and edit it afterwards. But yeah, for anyone that's listening, we apologize.
Yeah, we could get
Um,
banned.
I do apologize. Yeah. I completely forgot.
You would think that there's got to be like,
Context for that?
yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it was a pretty severe, like when you type in Waco Massacre or you type in Waco Siege, what comes up is a lot of various different information, including on history.com. So, I mean, this is educational purposes.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
I got a
This is completely educational purposes. There's no,
No nefariousness meant by any
Yeah.
of it. So
yeah, exactly. So this happened in, what was it, 93?
93 or 94. Yeah, somewhere in there.
Like-
Because I remember seeing this
April
too.
1993.
Yeah, thank you.
it wasn't
Branch
tonight.
Davidians is what they
Mhm.
called themselves.
Mhm.
Trying to, yeah, I'm going through some of the information right now. It's been a while since I've looked at this. It really made a major effect on the entire country.
So this won't matter later. It won't, because I can just edit it. But that word can only be we can only be turned off if we're monetized,
Oh, okay.
which we have to get to a certain point of views and subscribers before we're allowed to be monetized. So I'm not that worried yet.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm not monetized on mine either. So I mean, but I'm usually a lot more careful than that.
No,
about
I
saying-
just remember that was said somewhere, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute! Wasn't that the term and condition?" Like, because there's an entire huge ass list of terms and conditions for everything, and
Yeah. Because it might get monetized. and all
yeah,
that.
I don't know, whatever.
YouTube guidelines and restrictions.
Well, I think that goes with pretty much any platform that you're on. They have their weird guidelines and restrictions on certain things.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that only applies in Nebraska at the moment with all the snowflakes.
oh, damn.
Did I say that?
Wow, Robert.
As anyone who is watching this on YouTube can see, our videos are listed as explicit and are not made for children at all.
Absolutely not.
So
Yeah.
and
Not for my kind.
I think we'll be fine. Like, we can't have excessive profanity, sexually explicit language, or sexually suggestive terms. But like, yeah, I think we're gonna be okay.
All
Right,
right,
so
so-
I wouldn't worry too much about it.
I gotta
think-
take down that BDSM channel. Ugh.
What the fuck?
I'm looking up the Waco incident.
Yeah.
And I came across a site. It's saying the only thing that everyone seems to agree on is the death toll. 4 ATF agents, 80 followers of Vernon Howell, aka David Koresh, and his splinter group of Branch Davidian Seventh-day Adventist. Happened in 93 when the ATF raided, then besieged, then attacked the fortified compound that the Koreshians called Mount Carmel.
Now, was he in that too, or did he live?
I don't remember him living.
Okay,
I
because
thought he escaped.
there's a lot of incidences where stuff like this happens, and the main leader of the cult wasn't there at that point for some reason. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. The surviving Koreshians have erected monuments to everyone who died. And to eliminate any... No, okay, I'm not going to read that.
I got a quick question. What's the difference between the start of a religion and the start of a cult?
Well,
Because the way a cult sounds kind of sounds like the beginning of some religions.
yeah, and well, that's why certain people argue that certain religions would be considered a cult. But usually in full-fledged religious belief versus cultist belief, you don't need to sacrifice all your worldly possessions and needs. You also don't need to follow to a T the words of a man versus a deity. Like, it's different.
How so?
Well, like I was saying, like, okay, most organized religions follow a deity. So that they follow, like, the word of God. Or they follow, Jesus. Or they follow,
The spaghetti monster.
yeah,
Buddha.
whatever it is that you follow, it's some form of deity that they're following. They aren't following a person.
But so do some cults. They follow deities they create.
Yes, certain cults do also follow deities, but there's usually a leader of said cult. Like a person that actually oversees everything and does everything. Where it's not the word of God, it's the word of random dude number 6. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that still doesn't really define the difference.
Well, and that's why I'm saying that some people would argue that all organized religion is cultish. And to certain degrees, they kind of are in a different way. But that's all in your own perspective of it.
Frick, that disappeared before I could read it.
Cults and religion share some similarities, but cults... Okay, hang on a
Seem
second.
to be more secretive.
Yeah, hang on. I gotta go back to...
So it's just how public you are about your religion. With
There we are.
the beginning.
Cults and religion share some similarities, but cults tend to be more secretive and exclusive, while religions are more open and inclusive.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So, a cult is going to try and manipulate you into joining.
Well, religion
Yeah.
lets you decide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and
or your parents.
Rush thought he was a final prophet. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Oh,
yet people...
A lot of the cultist leaders will say that they are the second coming, or that they're the prophet, or
Yeah.
that they are
Yes.
the all-knowing God themselves. Like
Yeah.
a reincarnated version, or they're an alien, or whatever it is that makes them better than the average human and makes people follow them. They usually portray themselves as the actual deity, not as worshipping the deity.
Yeah, I knew somebody who went stark raving frickin' Looney Tunes, and Robert can attest to this because he knows who I'm going to mention. He believed he was Odin. Outright said in an ER, I am God.
Mhm.
And I am Odin. And completely believed it. And became extremely abusive. I mean, like, extremely abusive to certain individuals.
Yeah, and a lot of the cultist leaders do tend to become, because most of them are, oh God,
Mentally
how do you put this?
unstable.
They either have their own mental issues, or
Yeah.
they have some serious complexes. Like,
Yeah.
and usually their power kind of takes charge of them, and they become extremely abusive, extremely, like,
Yep.
possessive, and
Yep.
downright creepy. Like,
It goes beyond
Uh-oh.
narcissistic behavior. It goes into, a lot of psychotic bullshit.
sociopathy and everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets really twisted and wicked.
And some of them, very few and far between, but some of them actually
Excuse me
don't
as I take my
start out that way. Like, it was never meant to have become a cult. It was never meant to have become something. But because of the power that the person in charge has started to receive, and because they start believing it themselves and they start feeding into it themselves.
So it's just a power trip.
Yeah, it's a giant power trip for that person.
So how do you start a religion that doesn't turn into a cult?
Well, there's a ton of religions that never turned into what you would consider a cult.
Very carefully.
You just gotta have someone at the head that's not crazy.
Don't be pushy.
Well, that was the thing, is that most religions, like they were saying, are an inclusive thing, and you can decide whether or not you believe in this, and you can leave free willing, like at any point in time. Not all of them, but most. Okay, if you decide you do not want to be a follower of said religion anymore, then you're not going to be hunted down by the pastor of the church and attacked and
or by the members of the church.
Yeah.
There are certain quote unquote religions that behave as cults that are very widely used even in Hollywood. And when I'm not going to say
it's Scientology. We all know it's Scientology. Like, yes, they
and I mean
would
they're
now
known.
considered almost cult-like because of the type of issues that they have with letting members free to choose their own paths and everything else. There's a lot of people that consider Scientology to be one of the biggest cults that's around now.
Correct.
Now, there's a lot of, and one of the ones we used to have to deal with when we were kids was, a lot of other kids would tell us that Amish, Mennonites, Hutterites,
Plains people,
they were cults. And they're not. They don't force their people to stay.
No, they give them free will to leave. Basically, the difference, in my opinion, between a organized religion and a cult is the fact that you can leave that organized religion at any point without consequence.
But I also heard
it's more like
no, there are consequences if you
that I've heard
leave
of leaving
the Amish.
Yes, you can't go back again.
And you're
never allowed back, and you are considered dead by your family.
Yes.
And I heard that some Amish communities, if you want to join, you can't contact your family that isn't Amish.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, how would you?
That's how.
I mean, you don't have a phone anymore. You don't have technology behind you.
Messenger pigeon, I don't know.
Fred.
They have paper, I know that. And they got pigeons somewhere.
Yes.
Send a dog out.
And
now, I can tell you from a first-hand perspective on that, actually, because I do have family members that are Plains people.
Oh, we do?
Yes, we do. So, my grandfather's brother was a Plains person. So the difference between your Amish sectors and your Plains people, our Plains people are allowed to have technology, just no technology for personal
use.
But basically, yeah. So they're allowed to have vehicles to get from point A to point B, but that vehicle can't have any luxury things in it. So it will have windows that you have to roll down yourself. It won't have a radio installed in it. It is just a mode of transportation.
And now, because of the advancements of cars, they will actually remove the radio and stuff like that.
Yeah, they'll remove the clocks, they'll remove the radios, they'll remove all these things for them to be able to still...
Anything that's not legally required by the government.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So everything that they have would be considered plain. They don't read books.
Classic cars.
Yeah. And they don't read books,
They don't got books?
or anything like that that would be considered
For entertainment.
for entertainment purposes. They read books for knowledge purposes.
Okay.
So they would be allowed to have encyclopedias. They would be allowed to have
math books,
textbooks,
History.
different things like the history books.
Okay.
But they do not read like Harry Potter
Or Twilight
or
or
any of that kind of stuff.
Gooseback.
Okay?
What about science books?
They can have science books. There are plains peoples that are scientists.
Oh.
So the other thing is the women in that particular sector of that religion, they wear dresses. They do not wear pants, and their dresses need to be below their knees.
So,
And their hair is to be worn up on top of their head and never cut.
and this is just a question. With the facial hair thing,
Mm-hmm.
do they have to have that weird beard with...
No.
No? Okay.
They can be clean shaven
Okay.
or anything
I was just
else.
wondering.
You worried you can't join because you can't grow that?
Yeah.
And the thing about the plains people too is they don't have an actual church where they meet. Okay? So they go twice a week and do the church, but they believe that their church is wherever they're gathered. So they go to different members' houses, they go to the park,
That's
they
so-
go to...
There's a number of religions that are like that. There are
Mhm.
people that I've known that
To be Amish, do you have to be Christian?
they
Or is there, like,
end
Amish
up
communities that
wherever
worship
they
Buddha
come
or-
together. That's where
Yeah.
it's for their church.
Mm-hmm. So they don't have any organized, like, actual meeting spot. Like, we meet here every Thursday. But they do meet on a regular basis at different places.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Okay.
no, you... Okay.
But what religion do they follow? Like, is there a set one, or can there be, like, an Amish community that worships Buddha, for example?
And the actual Amish community is... They use the Quaker Bible.
Yeah, I don't know enough about this. I can't help you. I'm sorry. I do know, like, the Hutterites follow the Word of God. They follow the Holy Bible.
But it is a version of the Holy Bible.
Okay,
Yes.
so there's not, like, a group where they're, like, following Muhammad, or...
Well, and if you actually think about it, like, certain Buddhist groups would be considered
Amish.
on the Amish level just because they devout technology, they
Yeah,
don't
that's true.
allow any of these things either.
Devout's not the word.
No,
No, it's
no,
not.
it
but
isn't.
Yeah, like monks.
Yeah, where basically they don't do the
We have-
technology thing, they don't do this, they don't do that, and they live in their own compound by themselves with themselves. So there is that with other religions, it's just not considered Amish because
If you want
they're not
Hold on.
Amish.
Nikki, you were going to say
Okay.
something?
Well, I've seen monks. When I used to do a lot of busing, at different transit centers, there've been a lot of even in wintertime. I mean, they are in the flip flops. Back in my day, we called them thongs, but we don't dare call them that now.
Well,
But
'cause-
they were in flip flops.
Well, you never know, Nikki. They might
covered
be.
in their orange, completely shaved head,
Yeah.
covered in their orange, carrying what appears to be some kind of Bible or some type
Their
of
holy
religious, yeah, their book, and not a word to anybody. A nod if somebody said hello to them, but not a word.
Well,
was
it's,
spoken.
Do
it's
you,
the same
you know
thing.
what I've always noticed as a kid? They were in every movie that shows an airport. They're in the airports.
Yes, well, monks...
They're different. Well, there's different versions of monks. That's the other
Yes.
thing that I was
Oh,
going
yeah.
to say.
Well, and monks do community outreach just like nuns do community
Yes.
outreach, just like
Yeah.
other religions do community outreach. There are a lot of different religions, and different sects of different religions. And you can talk to a monk and you can have them hand you information on their religion and they will talk to you about it.
I wonder what it takes to
But
join
they
them.
will
If
not they
are
will not
speaking.
come and initiate the conversation with you.
Correct.
Because they don't
Correct.
believe in the initiation of the conversation. And if they are in the middle of a vow of silence, then usually they have a
Bingo.
person with them that will
Yeah.
speak to you about their religion and what they do.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'll meet one.
I've always seen them by themselves. Individual.
Me and you grew up with a different type of nun.
Okay. Yeah.
Friend, you grew up
Probably.
with the Sister Act nun. Friend, I grew up with the one that had the ruler.
I was just going to ask, did you have a ruler?
That's the only type of outreach she did, was to reach out and smack the crap out of you.
Well, yeah, because you went to Catholic school.
Oh, no, our teachers were regular teachers. We didn't have nuns at the school.
No.
No.
Okay.
Friend.
It was just a school that covered Catholicism, right? Or
Yeah,
how
we
did that
studied
work?
religion.
Okay.
But we also studied other religions other than Catholicism.
Okay.
Friend, we had a religion class where we'd study the Word of God, and then we also had other religious studies classes, too, available to us.
Okay. Where you would have learned about, like, Buddhism and different
Yes, but
religions?
religion class was required, where we would study only...
Only Catholicism.
Yes, and...
Okay. And then when you were in the Catholic school, because I don't know anything about religious schooling at all, did you have, like, daily prayers that you did as a school? Or...
No.
No?
No. Every special occasion we went to church. That's it.
Okay, because I know that some of the Christian schools that are around here do, like, the daily prayer in the morning, or right before they head out for the day, like over the intercom type thing.
I will tell you,
So-
I do not know how kids who go to public schools actually get through confirmation.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So, as a Catholic, I had to go through First Communion, and then first...
Oh.
I'm trying to remember the name. It starts with an R. But it's the first time you tell the priest your sins.
Like your
Oh.
confessions.
First confession.
Mm-hmm.
And then you, at the age of 12 to 16, you become a confirmed Catholic.
Well,
So you go through the whole confirmation process, and you have to know certain things and say certain things and do certain things in order to do
And if
that.
I didn't have my religion classes from all my years before that, there's no way I probably would have passed confirmation. Because there's 8 weeks classes you have to go through, and then you have to write a test. And then you have an oral test, kind of, with the priest at the end.
See, now, I know a lot of people who are Catholic that have gone through confirmation that went to public schools.
So
Like,
do I.
I mean, I'm just dumber.
there was a load of,
I bet there's like a YouTube video you can watch that will just tell you what to say.
no,
That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
I-
because that was available in 1998.
Well, sorry, I'm not from the Stone
I didn't
Age.
even know. When I was in high school, I didn't even know that there was a Catholic high school until I met somebody. It was a girls' school.
Mhm.
And it was a heck of an eye-opener to me because I was not raised around it. I was not raised. So it really opened my eyes into a whole different world of religion. And religion schools, or schools that are based on people's religion. I knew about certain things because of my great aunt, but not to this. It was a different level for me, is how I looked at it when I was a teenager.
You grew up in Mount Vernon area.
Yeah, I did.
So do you mean like the Immaculate Conception School?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so
One
now
of-
we actually have two.
One of them.
Okay, so we actually have a Christian school here as well now too.
Mm-hmm.
It goes from kindergarten through high school?
Yes, K-12.
Does it?
Yes.
Wow.
But yeah, down by on Blackburn, down by the the fairgrounds.
Yeah, there's a church down there.
Yeah, and there's a K-12.
And on the other side,
Christian
where it used to be a field, there's now a K-12 Christian school.
You're... Wow. Learn
Yeah.
something new every day.
So, they are getting more popular.
No, I know, like, when I was a kid, I went to public school, like the entire elementary school and up, but we went to, my mother wasn't necessarily super religious, but my aunt was pretty religious, and both of my aunts, and we went to church regularly for quite a few years. It was weird though, because it was like from the age of like 8 to 12. So I didn't like grow up as a baby in it. And we went to Bible camp, and we went to Christian summer camp and winter camp at Tall Timber, which is a Christian summer/winter camp where there's cabins and like that kind of stuff. And yeah, I mean, we did that for, well, I did that for like 4 years. There, Jessica, my older sisters, did a lot more with that than I did. But yeah.
Yeah, as someone who's also been going through public school their whole entire life,
Mm-hmm.
and still is,
You're not.
I've never done any of this.
No,
No.
so you, because you skipped high school, John.
That's true. But I just skipped like a
Concrete's,
portion.
no, but concrete's parts, like, you never went to DV. Is that,
No.
No.
YC.
Oh, that weird group.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I can't remember what they're actually called, but Jalen and Hunter have both been to their programs, and it's just a nightly meeting thing. It's the start of a secret society.
They meet up at night, they blink their pinkies together, and they start chanting in the field.
No, dude.
Oh,
not
wait,
even close.
That was Jalen's
Okay.
graduation, sorry.
Yeah.
So, oh man, no. I will say that is one thing.
YD, Youth Dynamics.
Youth Dynamics. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
That is one thing that you guys didn't really experience all that much. Was organized religion.
Mom's fault.
It was my fault. I will say it was my fault. Dad was Catholic. At the point that we got together and everything, I guess I would be considered Christian, but of an open Christian belief, if that makes sense.
Well, I did get a taste of Christianity when I was younger from this. I remember I went to this, like, after-school group back in Little Mountain when I went there. And the only real thing that I remember from it is we got oranges for free. And that we got to learn how to sing. And that's where I learned that's where my interest for choir started.
Yes. But I do know that me as a parent, I decided in the beginning that you guys would be able to choose whatever religious path you wanted to. So I never pushed anything on you.
And it's led to me worshiping Danny DeVito.
Yes, that's sad, but it's your own path, so you do you, buddy.
I'm joking.
No, but I figured once you guys got old enough to decide for yourselves what you wanted to be or who you wanted to worship or whatever, then you either would or you wouldn't. Like, it isn't something that I was ever pushed on any of you.
Yeah.
I've seen a serious downfall sometimes with pushed religions. Not saying that it's a bad thing either for you to have your kids grow up in an organized religion. That's totally fine as well.
It's just you can't push it too much.
It's just with me and Dad being of very different religious beliefs, we weren't going to push you in one way or the other.
Yeah.
Now, to bring us back around, what do you guys think is the most popular? So, people's number one thought for secret societies. What is the most popular secret society in the world?
Well,
Illuminati.
Yeah, it has to be Illuminati. There's even
Bilderberger,
there's like thousands of
Bild,
shows.
Bilderberger or Illuminati.
I
Wrong.
would not say that, actually.
What would you say?
I would say Bohemian. The Bohemian Society.
Wrong.
The Bohemian
No.
Rap.
What is it?
The Freemasons.
Oh, well, yeah. The Freemasons are there, too. I forgot
They'd be
about
in my they'd be my third category.
Friend, what do you mean third category?
Well, they'd be third on my list, I suppose,
Oh,
is how
okay.
I'd say. Because Freemasons go back, way back. But when you deal with, when I think of power, I think of Illuminati and that kind of thing. Trying not to use certain words,
No,
but
totally.
that's where my thinking is. Because you're dealing with extreme wealth. Freemasons, yeah, you've got extreme wealth, but
Aren't the Freemasons
diverse. They're more diverse than, to me, than the Illuminati are. The Illuminati are the echelon of, in my viewpoint, and if there's somebody above the Illuminati that is so secretive, that has much more power as a group, then I'm unaware of it, although I have had a number of spirits comment on different things that make me question certain things.
So, which one is older, the Illuminati or the Freemasons Society?
Well,
Freemasons, I would think, because they go back to the Knights Templar. They go back
The Middle
beyond,
Ages.
You go back,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
the Middle Ages. That's exactly what I was thinking.
well, I've also got to say
1390.
1390?
Yeah.
The earliest
Yeah.
reference to
Oh,
the
wow.
Masons is in Riga's poem or Hallowell manuscript, which is published in 1390.
Well, I also got to say there's probably older secret societies that we don't know of.
Now, Freemasonry, as we know it today, was founded in 1770 when 4 London lodges merged to form England's first Grand Lodge. Friend, they are weird. I will say that. Like, and that's horrible to say, but it's freaking true. Some of the things that they require of their people.
Well, isn't the Knights Templar considered a secret society?
Yes, they are.
And hasn't that been around longer? Because I know there is theories that the Knights Templar actually came to America before
Hold on.
Christopher.
To go back to what Kayla and Nikki were talking about. Friend, you guys, what year did I say for the Freemasons? 1707?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So the Illuminati was only a little bit later, 1776. in Bavaria.
But how do we know these numbers if they're supposed to be a secret society?
Well, according to Google, the oldest secret society of known record is the mysterious cult of Dionysus.
Who's Dionysus?
It's been a while since I've heard of them.
Mm-hmm.
Since I've heard the name.
And the Pythagorean Brotherhood.
Yep, been a while since I've heard that one too.
Yeah, both of those were started way back in the 1st century 80s.
Isn't the Round Table considered a secret society then?
Well,
Considering they're still considered a myth and legend,
Well, are they?
they are.
they are considered a myth and
considered
legend.
myth and legend.
So, no.
Come on. They could be around. I'm just saying there's evidence that points to King Arthur actually being a real story.
Yeah, but I mean, like, in that case, that wouldn't be considered a secret society. That would be considered the military of Camelot. So, therefore,
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think that would fall into the same category as secret society.
Damn.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, because I could totally be wrong here, but Dionysus.
Oh God.
Isn't she a Greek god?
Dionysus was no, that wasn't. That was somebody else. She wasn't the one that sat in the cave and told prophecies.
Is it not
Oh,
Dionysus?
God, I don't remember. Hang on a second.
Which pantheon is she related to?
Egyptian pantheon is
Egyptian?
Dionysus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I know she was around.
Okay, Greek god of winemaking and wine. Orchards, fruit, vegetarian, fertility, festivity, insanity, ritual madness, religious ecstasy, and theater. Male.
Okay. Okay, so that wasn't who I was thinking of. I can't remember who that was, but there was it was like in the same time period. There was a prophet that sat in a cave that was a woman that told
Oh.
the future.
The Oracle.
Oh God.
Well, that could also be considered a shaman.
The Oracle of Delphi. There we go. That's who
Yes.
That's who I
Yes.
was looking for. Because I don't know why, but Dionysus and Delphi, like, hit in my head is the same thing. And I was like, no, I think that's wrong. Okay.
Yeah, because I remember Dionysus being male. That's why I was like getting goofed up. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Okay.
Which is why I had to go look it up because I was like, oh my God, that goes back.
This adds another question.
That goes back into my junior high days when I was doing so much
Can we
research.
can you legally
So
still
much
have a duel to
research
the
at the
death?
Mount Vernon Library.
Right. What
If
was
two
that, John?
If two consenting parties accept a duel to the death, can you have one?
Depends on the country you're in.
Yeah, actually.
Canada and America.
No.
No.
No? England?
No. But certain parts of, like France, and Croatia, you can have a duel.
It can't be to the death.
Yes.
Can it be a what?
To the death. I was just wondering because knights and all that popped in my head, so.
Yeah, there's a certain part of Croatia, I think it is, where you can still challenge somebody to a duel, to the death.
You gotta
We're
remember.
More religion. We need to have Christopher Fisher here because the man knows his religious facts.
Right?
Woo-hoo.
But, John, you gotta remember, knights now didn't. Oh, like. A duel to the death hardly ever existed between knights.
I know. It's
Yeah,
just-
it was more upper class pistols at dawn and smack, smack, smack.
Yeah, those
Hit you with my glove.
fancy, snobby nobles.
Pew, pew.
Oh, I seriously underestimated your abilities with the pistol. No. Yeah.
Pistols at dawn.
Friend. Now
Before this.
we've had a lot of popular culture based off of secret societies.
Oh yeah.
And cults,
Like
yes.
Inside Out.
I cannot remember the name of the movie. It's not Skull and Bones. The Skulls.
The Skulls, yeah.
I think that was.
Matter of fact, didn't they make 3 movies? I know they made 2.
Yeah, but I
But
think
I
only
think
the
so.
first one actually had decent actors in it.
Yeah, it was like one of those remakes that you're like, oh, okay. You got low budget for this film.
Friend,
Yes.
I will say one of my favorites is based off of one of the less known actual societies. And it is the Assassins.
Like the Assassin's Creed type?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The Assassins were a mysterious group of Muslim assassins who operated in the Middle East during the 1090th century. It was founded by Shia Muslims to create a utopian Shia state. They used guerrilla tactics against the enemy, including espionage, sabotage, and political assassinations. According to legends, before the assassinations, they would take hashish, while enemy leaders often woke up in bed with a knife on the pillow and the message for execution. They had impregnable fortress in Iran, Alamut. The order was founded there in 1256 by Hassan al-Sabat, and the castle was destroyed by the Mongols in... I can't read that. I don't know those letters, friend. So, but they the actual entire series of Assassin's Creed is based off of that group.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
Cool.
Because they are so secretive that people still believe that that group actually exists. They are still considered to be fighting the Knights Templar.
Oh, that would be so cool if it was.
What?
I would join instantly.
Just people fighting the Knights Templar?
Yeah, I would join the Knights.
No. Huh. Okay.
Well, now they're called the Knights of Columbus, and they're not that cool anymore.
I know. They gotta... Their name changed to a shittier one.
I don't know, man.
But still.
I wouldn't really want to be part of the Knights.
But, like, that's the thing. Like, a lot of our movies and TV shows and all that kind of stuff that are based off of these secret societies, the secret societies actually existed.
Yeah?
Friend, a lot of people thought the group from the Da Vinci Code didn't actually exist, but they really do. What were they called? Where are they? Parish of Zion.
Oh,
Oh. Yes. Weird.
Yeah, the guy who whips himself.
Yes.
Friend. They were an actual group that existed in...
Self-flagration.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they're believed to exist, and they believe they function even today.
Huh.
So...
Well, if there's any secret societies listening, I'd like to put in my application.
Whoa, bro.
John.
That's a
No.
That's a bad idea, buddy.
Yeah,
uh,
I'll
big
join
bad
it.
idea.
I can do it.
No.
You want to stay? Hey,
No.
Yeah. I'll keep it a secret, I swear.
yeah, okay.
I'll probably forget about it in the next 5 minutes after learning, but still, it's gonna be a secret.
That's true. Friend, I was kind of trying to avoid talking about them, but...
Who?
apparently that's not going to happen now.
Well...
Yes.
I hate giving notoriety to Heaven's Gate.
Yeah.
But they are the most modern cult that is popularly known.
Yes, they are.
Because that was like a huge incident that even my generation knows of.
Well, everybody... It's referenced in every cultist belief. Like, when somebody talks about a cult, the first thing somebody usually says is, haha, don't drink the Kool-Aid. Like, this is part of
There's so
our
many...
thought processes when we think of cults.
Yeah, the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
I wonder what flavor it was.
Had to be grape.
Nah, I'd say it had to be red. Had to be cherry. Or strawberry. Ooh,
Okay.
no.
Don't buy out the sand shoes. What's a sand shoe?
You know, I gotta look this up.
I need
Like the
explanation.
sandals they wore.
Oh.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
everyone had the same outfit.
They had the
Adidas
same
sort of stuff.
outfits.
Yeah, the black Adidas tracksuit type thing, and then the sand shoes. Well, sandals, not
Okay,
sandals.
so-
but
For those
Sneakers.
that don't know or haven't heard, Heaven's Gate believed in extraterrestrial life, amongst other things.
They were the Haley Bop people, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's
Yes.
been
Okay.
it's been a long time. They did a mass unaliving of 39 members in 1997. believing they would ascend to a higher existence, which is interesting, in my opinion, because, hello, the soul actually does that to begin with. But, yeah, no, their idea was that it's going to go beyond that. So, yeah, it was 1997. Joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that they were the ones that believed that there was going to be a spaceship that came with the Halley-Bopp comet, and that they were
Yes.
all going to ascend to this spaceship and be taken to a new life, basically. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
but in order to do that,
in
they
the-
needed
in
to
space.
release from their mortal coil and
Yeah.
become spiritually involved with the spaceship and live a new existence in space.
Yeah.
Yeah, 95 was the Hale-Bopp comet,
Mm-hmm.
and by 97 they unalived themselves.
Yes.
Very sad
So-
tragedy.
Friend, you know that there is actually quite a few UFO religions?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Wow.
Unfortunately.
There's gotta be.
One of
I
the
bet there's a Bigfoot one too.
there's a lot of mythics religions out there, like worship of Bigfoot, worship of
Oh my-
Dogman,
Oh,
worship of
God, I didn't know Heaven's Gate was founded in 74.
did you know someone recently?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't confirmed, but they think they know what the Loch Ness monster really was.
what's that?
A whale dick.
Yeah, that's actually been
Yeah.
part of the thought
Yeah.
The Loch
process for
Ness
that for a
monster
long
is the
time.
whale dick.
Yeah,
Penis.
penis.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Uh,
Sorry.
a dork, to be exact.
I don't know the words I'm not allowed to say.
So the Loch Ness monster was a dork. Yes, very much so. There's also a lot of people that think that the Loch Ness monster was actually an elephant that escaped from the local zoo,
And some
and
people
it's
think it was
the
just
elephant's trunk that you're seeing in the water in that picture.
a log. Yeah.
But yeah, there's yeah.
There's a lot of theories around it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
I want to know how Heaven's Gate was started in 1974.
Oh, I gotta go back. Hang on a minute. I just removed everything.
Okay, no, that makes more
Okay,
sense.
so it's founded in 74, led by Marshall Applewhite and Bonnie Nettles.
Yeah.
Uh,
The reason I was asking is looking at Wikipedia,
yeah.
it looks like it's their ages because it says 1974 to 1985 and then 1974 to 1997. And that's not their ages. I think that's from when they were leaders.
Yeah,
they were
because their years, like Applewhite is 31 to 97, Nettles is 27 to 85.
Yeah, Nettles actually died in 1985 at the age of 57.
Yeah, they first met in 1972, identifying themselves as two witnesses of the Book of Revelation, attracting a following several hundred people in the mid-70s. In 76, core group of few dozen members stopped recruiting and instituted a Masonic. No, I didn't read that right.
Monastic.
Thank you. Lifestyle. Yeah, my dyslexic kicked in. Mix of Christian, New Age, and ufology. Basically creating a UFO religion.
I am kind of glad that, like, they went from several hundred to only, how many was it?
I thought it said 39 active members, but I thought there were like 70 something in that. And that the others said, no, I'm not doing it, and got out, which is weird because
Because they had,
that's how
well, okay,
I remember it.
because their group only had 39 members. They had participated in a coordinating series of ritual unalivings.
And yeah.
So they weren't the only group.
No, they weren't. Maybe that's why I've got 70 something stuck in my head and not as a year.
Yeah.
Because I remember it being 70 something down to 40 that were unalived, but it was 39 that were unalived. So, anyway, interesting.
It is. It's also horrible. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, all of this is interesting information. It's fascinating, the mind of a cult, the mind of religion, how things come about. And yet it's incredibly horrifying because of what all takes place,
yeah.
the process of all of it. You look at the psychology of all of it. It really is fascinating, but yet at the same time, it's how one can go from regular daily life into completely doing a 180, or however you want to word that, and believing why they chose to believe what they did and the process that they got there mentally to
Yeah.
get to the stage that they were at. I mean, I'm as an ET abductee. I mean, it's really the whole. It's a different ballgame altogether. And yet, I mean, knowing what I know as an abductee, and yet knowing what I know just growing up and listening to all of this information from different people and doing different researches, even as a teenager, because I was fascinated by different things, different information. The human, it's not just human, mentality is very interesting to me. Even the ETs believe certain things. And there's a mentality to it. And part of it is because of what they've been taught from childhood, same as us. But very different at the same time, very different. So, I don't know, I find it all fascinating, but it has also, over the course of my life, it's made me very leery of anything and everything, because you've got to do your research.
Yeah.
This is why I've been spouting for 6-7 years. Do your own research. Don't just go off what one person or a small group of people say. Do your own research. It is vital. If you're interested in something and somebody is spouting information, for God's sake, do your own research on it.
You still need
Because
to make
if you-
t-shirts and mugs.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I need a product line. Actually, there's a number of things I need a product line on. I've already got an idea for the title, the business, but anyway, I've had that one for years. But anyway, you have to do your own research into things. That's something that my mom really instilled in me, and I honestly believe that comes from her, because she was like, Nikki, if you're ever interested in something, look it up. Do research on it and find out for yourself. Doesn't matter what it is, if it's religion, if it's whatever subject I was interested in the time. She was like, "There's always a book. Find a book that interests you and that speaks to you, and do your reading." And
Yeah.
she was right.
Yeah,
She
absolutely.
was exactly right. So,
I'm not gonna lie, guys. For a lot of us, like this show is, like this particular episode is important, friend, because secret societies conform a lot of our conspiracy theories within the paranormal, and they grow from a lot of our conspiracies within the paranormal. But I'm not gonna lie, most of them do not really excite any of us.
yeah.
We actually kind of hate them with a passion. The secret societies one, not so much, I would say.
But cults.
Like Skull and Bones to me is kind of cool because yes, we have gotten a lot of great leaders and a lot of shitty leaders out of them. But like the cults,
Well, the Cthulhu cult's kind
we
of cool.
we at here at S4 don't like when anyone is hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Especially over something that you thought would bring you like prosperity and you thought was like accepting of you and everything else. That's the worst part of a cult, is they seem to prey on people who have issues and who have personal issues that feel like they can't be accepted anywhere. And they make you feel like you're a part of something and bring you into something just to completely screw you over in the end. And that is such a manipulation of feelings and everything that it's just horrible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Agreed.
So, but
Do your research. Look into things.
friend,
Yeah.
sorry, John just did something that he probably shouldn't have.
Hey, it was funny.
I don't even know what you shared. Whose image is that?
It's a fish.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
I need to know whose image it is because now I have to give them
Give
Credit.
it information.
Wikipedia.
Okay. Just
It wasn't Pudge the fish, was it? He controls the weather.
Couldn't even, it was so blurry when it came on
Yeah.
camera that I was like, what
Couldn't
the?
see.
You
That's-
can't even define what it was.
That's what I
Yeah.
want.
It was
Good.
a beautiful fish.
You can't even, you go back into it, you can't even, it was like, what the hell was that?
Perfect.
Because it literally did this kind of thing, and I'm like,
Well,
Couldn't
and it
focus.
looked like it was blurred. It was a goldy, orangey something.
It was a beautiful
That's
fish.
all I saw.
the webcam that we're using for our house here, it's older than every computer we have in the house. So
It might be older than me.
no, I think it's 2 years
Hey.
younger than you.
Still.
I don't even have cameras like that.
Friend, well, what do you do?
Wow.
I don't like cameras, so I don't buy them a lot.
I can understand that.
Friend, I mean, I don't want them viewing our secret society meetings we hold in here.
Yeah.
Dear God. This is why you have black duct tape. You put black duct tape over every phone, every device. This is why I've got, like, on my computer, I've got black duct tape attached to the camera. It's like it gets peeled off when I need to be on camera, and it gets put on when I'm not.
You said we could use it if it's
No,
something important.
John,
I'm just saying you did say that.
Nikki, I just bought two duct tapes. One is black, one is gray. The gray one is for stuff that you want to eventually come off. I bought a black duct tape that actually uses a type of super glue.
Come on, Dad. I'll put it on your phone.
It's a Gorilla tape that is never meant to come off.
It's that super
Holy
stuff.
Yeah.
Holy
Come on,
stupid.
Dad.
Wow.
No, John.
Put it on your phone. I swear I won't cover up half the screen.
Friend,
Yeah, I've got mine over the little flashy thing that likes to. I'm like, no, I'm done. So I've got a piece of black duct taped across that, and then a piece that goes across the two sections of camera, and I've got it on each side of my phone because I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm allowing government. It's one thing that they listen in for catchphrases and keywords and all that shit.
Yeah.
It's a different ball game when anybody can access a phone for camera. I'm like, no way in hell.
You know,
No way.
if we start,
I will not. I'll put, there are certain things I'll put up with. There are absolutely other things I will not tolerate, and that is one of them.
you know, Dad, if we start putting in like secret messages, I think we might get a few new viewers if we start doing that. Just
Subliminal messaging.
John's
Yeah.
gonna get us canceled.
I don't think.
I'm just saying,
that's-
if we do start doing that,
Not happening.
we might get some government agents watching us all the time. And hey,
You
let's
already
add-
have.
those are people to the
Yeah,
subscriber
they're already there.
count.
And because they're already
See, one just joined. What are you looking at?
thank you, Kevin, for we try.
Creepy
We try.
knowledge. I love it.
for so but
Kevin.
you know, I will say I don't care if anyone agrees with me. Fred, the worst cult in the world is the CIA.
Oh, I have choice words for them.
But you have to
And
admit,
choice fingers.
when looking at what
Whoa.
when looking at what the definition of a cult is, they fit.
Hey, but that's my future employer.
Yeah, actually, they do.
Makes sense.
fit. I mean, they've got so many programs within their own organization that it's truly frightening. Like the ones that come and visit me in Astral. I've,
Wait,
when I so choose, I can track them back. I can track them back to what building they're in. I mean, it's because of my own psychic abilities and.
wait, there's CIA agents in Astral?
Yo, honey, you have no idea. You have no
Oh
idea.
God. Okay.
Yeah.
Nikki, I gotta ask.
They can be in astral. There's ones that can be in astral. There's other ones that can go. Look into the movie Inception.
I have to ask something.
And men who Syracuse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever run into a CIA agent and an FBI agent in Astral?
Not that I'm aware. Well, okay, I take that back.
What are they doing?
There is a woman that had my back in astral.
Okay.
You guys know her, and I'm not going to say her name on air. She said, if you ever have problems, give me a holler. And she and I were, and this was in 2019, 2020. And one of the old guys that was CIA, but he was also FBI. And I'd forgotten that until you had mentioned it, because I think of him as CIA, I don't think of him as FBI. But he was an old retired agent. And he chose to bring a newbie who was not newbie in CIA, but newbie in Astral into my home. And he and I would get really pissy with him. And I got so pissed off at this MFer that I contacted my friend. And I said, this MFer's back, and he's brought a buddy. And she freaked out, and she said, oh my God, you didn't tell me that she could see us or hear us. So she got freaked out, and she eventually left. He stayed, and she and my friend had my back. And I went after him. And she's like, he thinks he's cloaked and he's doing a piss poor job of it. And I went, I'm done. I'm done with these effers in astral. They're in my home. They're doing this. They're doing that. I'm done. That's an attack. To me, that is an attack. You
Yep.
come into my home in astral and start harassing me and causing a lot of problems. I'm like, I'm done. You're on my turf. I can actually do something about it. You may not be here physically, but I know how to deal with you in this. And she is the person that I have always said, she's like, damn, Chica, don't ever let me piss you off. Because I did something that I did instinctively. I didn't even think 2 thoughts. And he was gone. And she goes, do you know what you just did? And I said, I felt it. I didn't think it. I felt it. And I said, yeah, I do know what I did. And I said, he won't be around for at least 2 to 3 weeks. He came back and he was pissed. He came back 2 weeks later. He had to untie his soul cord a very specific way from something that I tied him down to the core of the earth. And yeah, Robert. And Robert was around a lot back then, and he knows what I'm dealing with. And so yeah,
He was sucked in, literally.
Yeah, to say the least. And he had something wrapped around his soul cord. And he came back fighting. And I went, bring it, mother believer, because I'm not done. And so the other ones, and because the female, she was freaked out over what I could do. I mean, like, really freaked out. And it was because of her and the 2 of them together that I found out that they have a program. And that he wasn't supposed to be doing what he was doing. And he got his ass in trouble. Hardcore. I don't know what they exactly did to him, but I do know certain information that I will not make public, and I've never made certain information on it public. However,
Hey, I got a quick
they
question.
still come into astral, and anywhere from 1 to up to 6 times a day, depending upon what kind of do energy weapon they've aimed at me and targeted me with, and that have hit me with. And the last few times have been microwave energy, where I've actually, the tops of my ears have peeled and blistered. I look like I've had a severe sunburn. And those days I will not go on camera because I'm literally coated, literally top of my head all the way down to my chest in castor oil, because it's the only thing that saves my skin. But yeah, these guys, they know how to go into astral. There's a specific program within the CIA. And I only know this because of these assholes coming into my home in astral. So yeah, John, they can do this. They do have a program, and it's very specific.
Go ahead,
And
John.
I know what
What
room they are on, what floor they're on, and what specific building they are in a specific state. And it's not just in one state. There's a few states that are involved.
Go ahead.
So
How do
Yeah.
you go into astral? Like, can you
Okay.
explain it?
that's a different
Yeah,
ball game.
That's a whole different show.
Very
Yeah.
carefully.
Yeah.
But I just, okay, so from other people who have done astral, I know that the FBI also has a program.
Yeah.
But
They do.
what I wonder about is, okay, so you know how in every cop movie, when they both show up, they fight over jurisdiction?
Oh, I wonder.
I wonder who gets jurisdiction in astral.
I think it's whoever's stronger in astral.
Or if they just sit there and fight the entire time.
Well, maybe.
How do you gain power in astral? Is it like anime? You like kill lower beings and.
No, Jesus.
Is it like an XP type
Can't
thing?
kill him, Kayla.
I'm just wondering because like
That's a different subject for a different.
I want to learn how to go into it so I can
There's
look
my
around in those FBI areas.
Okay, you know, so cults, yeah.
Why are we glossing over my question?
Nikki and Robert. I am forbidding you until this kid turns 18, then I don't control him, to ever teach him how to astral.
What the fuck?
This
Fred,
would be a really, really bad
I just
idea.
want to learn.
Our world would not survive this.
They would. I'd like make a giant Pac-Man. Like go visit Egypt.
And eat a pyramid?
Yeah, that would be funny.
There's all kinds of books that can be read, but you got to be careful even with.
I'm safe. He can't read a book. Never can he afford one.
I can afford a book. I got a job soon.
Hopefully. We'll see.
If they call me back, I have a job that I can pay for a book and reading glasses.
Domino's is going to teach you how to read?
I bet they can. Yeah, but I want to learn how to do astral.
Got to be able to spell human.
There are John. There are too many things in astral that are too dangerous. That, quite honestly, you have to be aware of before you even attempt. Because you don't want to go into it. What you're talking about is going in blind. And that can get you into some very serious trouble very quickly.
I can't just...
Have you ever played the game RuneScape?
Yes.
Because in do you know where the worlds are?
Yes.
Do you ever go into the worlds?
Yes.
Even though there's player unalivers up in that area?
Yes.
Well, that's the sort of thing you can expect in Astral.
Oh.
Lots more of them, though.
Okay. I see now. So they're just like spawn camping.
Yeah.
Damn.
And if you don't know about it, you get in their trap and done for.
So I think
That, and you need to protect your body and your soul.
I can't.
You
take
go
those
into
vacations
astral,
now.
you must protect your body, you must protect your soul. And that is a big issue. And a lot of people don't agree with me on that, and that's fine. But especially after what I have learned as a psychic, as a medium, when I was a teenager, I went into it blindly.
So
Didn't know what I was doing. And even having the knowledge that I did as a teenager, I still went in blindly because as a teenager, you think you can do no wrong. Well, let me tell you different. It is incredibly dangerous. So there are certain things that and I'm not trying to scare people in staying out of astral. What I'm trying to do is you need to gain your knowledge before you go in. And one of the big things is protecting your body and protecting your soul.
So I just want to ask a question. Have you ever used astral for like a free vacation to go visit, like, say, the Great Pyramids or China to go see the wall?
Yes. You can do astral to get the hell out of Dodge, out of your body.
You're thinking too.
Yes, you can.
Too small. There's a whole universe out there you can go to.
Tamriel. John.
Yeah. There's. You can go into space. You can go to any planet. You can go to any universe.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
You can go into any realm in astral.
Can you go inside black holes?
But you also have to know what the hell you're doing if you're going to do that route. So it is dangerous. It's not all woo-woo and oh, it's such a grand... You need to know what the hell you're doing.
So how do I learn?
Apparently, when you're 18, you'll find out.
I'll look up YouTube videos.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I'll find some
honey.
forum on Reddit or some sites. I'll figure this out one way.
It isn't like playing Mario Kart on Rainbow Road, that's for sure.
Might be difficult, but I'll visit Tamriel one day.
I don't know, man. I think
Do you
that
know
would be
how
kind
to-
of freaky to.
Yeah, but like experiencing being out of your body. Wait, can other things take over your body then?
Yes, that's why I'm
Oh.
saying got your body and your soul.
Yeah, I don't know about you doing that. It's just.
That's true.
Well,
I'll figure it out.
We
Maybe.
need to have a conversation. You, your parents, Robert, me, and also preferably, I was just about, Rosella. We need to have a conversation to help you understand certain aspects.
I think that conversation actually needs to be had with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I think that's our show next week.
Hey, I figured out the next show's week. I'm amazing, ain't I?
Friend. Like,
Because I keep on hearing about it, and it just seems pretty cool. I know there's dangers to it, like horrible, horrible, horrible consequences, but still, it seems interesting. It's like a new skill you can unlock.
I am not able to do it.
Oh, you aren't? Why?
Able's not the right word.
You're not strong enough.
Nope.
Brave enough?
It's not that. It's not brave. It's bravery, first of all, is you got to realize the definition of bravery. Friend, having the ability to do something but knowing when you shouldn't is brave.
Bingo.
Friend,
You're
I
not,
shouldn't.
you're not dumb enough.
Not dumb enough to makes it sound like anyone who goes is dumb. No, that's not it either. Friend, that's rude. Friend, no, it's... I've been told it's not for me. And not by anyone on this plane of existence. Friend, it is not somewhere I should be. It's not somewhere I should ever try and go.
And there are some people that are that way.
I
Friend,
wonder if I'm allowed to go.
Probably not, seeing as though both your parents aren't.
Nah, I don't.
what do you mean you're not?
I won't do it.
Yeah.
You do it all the time. You just don't realize it.
Do it all the time and don't realize it, but I will not do it on a like self-aware basis. Not a chance.
I'll figure this out.
Kevin in chat just made a very good point. He said it's definitely not all fun and games. It can be kind of unsafe if you don't understand what you are doing. Excellent point.
Yeah, absolutely.
I see.
So it's you're wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, as my family would have told me. And by doing that, especially the wide-eyed, you need to have the knowledge. You need to have knowledge behind you before you go in and do something of this magnitude.
Yeah, it's not just
Because-
something that you should throw together and decide to do over a whim. You need to figure it out first.
So I think
You
what
need-
we're...
Thinking. These are all about your thoughts and how you process and the safety factor in it.
So I think next week we are going to do an in-depth probe into what the dangers of astral are,
And how to.
good ways to protect yourself from both outside forces within astral and outside forces in the physical world before you go into astral. And also the limitations that you know you have to, or should know that you have to set yourself. I think that's actually a good one to do next week because as far as we know,
Rosella should be back?
Rosella it will be back
Excellent.
next
Yes.
week.
Yeah.
So Yes, I'm very happy about that.
Yeah.
I am
Fran.
too.
I know she's missing us, and we're definitely missing her.
Yeah.
Fran, I mean, hell, I had to bring you back.
Hey,
Fran.
I was an amazing segment of this show. When I joined, it skyrocketed because of my beautiful voice.
I bet you say that to all the cults.
I do. They always accept me.
Fred.
Oh my God.
I'm not kidding, guys. Okay. First of all, his grandparents really believe that John is eventually going to start a cult.
Oh, yeah. I've been told this by my grandparents, by my friends, by my teacher. Actually, I got a very stern talking to about it by my teacher because of a project I accidentally turned in.
But the other problem is John is so... How do I put this?
Simple-minded.
So far, he has went to a few different group meetings just because they offered him ice cream.
Hey, it was, there was like a whole table laid out, okay? It was actually pretty good. I'm just saying, the cult meetings, you don't join them because they're a cult and their beliefs. You join them because of the free food. How do you think I joined the dark side? They offered free cookies.
Draw people in with food, not necessarily.
Right.
Oh, God.
If you ever want to start
Seriously.
a cult, that's how you do it.
No. That's not how you do it.
Draw them in with the food. Like, if you can make a hell of a steak, or like chicken, or some fried food, you can get a lot of members.
Oh, dear.
That's going to be one fat cult.
Punch and pie. Punch and pie.
And I'm just saying. And you could...
That's funny. That's funny. Punch and pie.
And then they kind of feel obligated to stay. Because you like give them all this food, and then they feel obligated afterwards to stay and listen to your talkings.
Oh, God.
Okay. You're 17 years old.
Yes.
We have given you a lot of food over the years. You are not obligated to stay, we promise.
Holy shit.
Man. Punchy pie.
Okay.
But yeah.
So,
Oh, God.
But like...
So we were on the topic of cults.
yeah.
I can tell you how to start one. I got a plan, and I can send you a link. I got a whole plan.
Did that
set
say
up.
eat pie, kill demons?
Yes, it did.
Hey.
All right, I'm not going to lie. That's kind of a cult I can get behind.
Yeah.
Supernatural cult, yep.
Like,
Friend.
if a demon offered me a pie that would never, like, rot or disappear.
Okay, I know they're not exactly paranormal. Because they are a TV show, but they are a paranormal TV show. Fictional, although, but still they were a very awesome TV show. Did you guys know that Supernatural is kind of coming back?
Oh, wow. Really? No, I didn't.
Yeah, so Jensen Ackles plays a character on the show The Boys on Prime. And he sent out a small video telling
Jared
Padalecki that
Castiel.
we have work to do.
You should call him.
It's time. We have work to do. And behind Jared, when he's doing the video,
Baby.
is Baby, the Impala.
The boot up.
Yeah. So, yeah, for those in the United States, not the boot, the trunk. Friend.
Well, us Aussies call it differently.
Friend, did you know I figured out how to frick, now I forgot it though.
Yes?
Shit, no, I forgot it. Friend, there is a way to actually speak like an Australian.
Crikey, how's that?
Friend, I gotta find the video again. Friend.
Oh, jeez.
Because, no, it's 3 words that you say that actually make an item that you say, and it sounds like you were speaking in an Australian accent. Friend. But they're bringing them back all on that show. They won't play their original characters, which is really sad.
Obviously.
No, if they should. I don't care.
Yeah.
Friend, because I know a lot of people gave up on that show after...
Start of season 3?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. But I actually really enjoyed it till almost season 16. Like, I really enjoyed all of them.
Oh, you're talking about season natural, not the boys.
Yeah. Friend, I do like what Kevin said there. Well, they brought them back from hell 99 times before. Why not one more time?
Exactly.
So,
Bloody dingo billabong.
but with that, like, lady, we have...
dingoes on my baby.
Okay. You know, those...
You should go get the baby, damn it. Come on. Like, what are you doing on a radio show?
Gotta be honest, those might be the 3 words you were looking for.
What? No.
Maybe.
Bloody dingo billabong.
No.
You gotta add that to everything. Well, that bloody dingo billabong.
I want to say it's Raise Your Lights.
Raise your light.
Red lights.
Yes! Did you guys just hear Kayla? Say it again like that.
That sounded Russian. That didn't
Say it
sound
again.
fucking Australian.
Say it again.
It kind of sounded.
Razor lights.
Now say it faster.
Razor lights.
Razor blades.
Razor blades.
It's Raise Up Lights.
Raise your lights, mate.
Raise Up Lights.
Raise your lights.
I don't know about all that.
When I read Kevin's last post, that billabong is not what my dyslexia kicked in. That is not what I read. Oh.
Dylan Dong.
What did you read?
She read someone about.
Your son just said it.
What did you say?
Dealing dongs.
Dealing dongs.
Dealing dongs.
What's on your mind, Nikki?
That wasn't on my mind. Trust me, it's a dyslexia thing.
Sure.
She's thinking
Sure.
about her husband kidnapping her. The Valentine's Day thing.
No.
Out in the Pacific Northwest, like just
In his billabong.
friend, dealing dongs to people.
It's how she affords the YouTube channels.
They're free.
They're free.
You're not very good at this then. If you have to do that to afford free, you know.
Okay. Whoa.
That took the whole show to a different level. Sorry, folks.
Usually, Fred. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're a little bit early tonight, but oh, my voice went a little weird there. We, you know what, Nikki?
Yeah.
How can they find Restore Belief?
Restore Belief with Nikki is on YouTube. And I'm also on Facebook, facebook.com/Nikki, NIKKI.Jacobs, JACOBS, .376. And that will also link you to my Psychic Medium public Facebook page as well.
Okay, and do not forget to like and subscribe to that channel and ours as well.
And hit
Yep.
the notification.
Robert, have you guys
Yes.
gotten an episode done yet?
We've done the second episode, yeah.
Rock on.
Third one should be coming out soon, sometime.
Where do we find those?
It's on a network called the Things Network.
Okay.
THINGS. And don't get it mixed up with the Other Things Network, because there's 2 of them. Ours has a circular green logo, and there's a whole heap of other shows on there, but the Paranormal Perth is the one that I'm part of. Like the other Nikki that I know, she lives down in Perth. She does her own paranormal show with that, and she asked me to join up on it. So I said yeah, because we're both in Australia, and yeah, it just happened from that.
Rock on.
And I haven't really mentioned that I've got my own paranormal thing as well, but
no way.
I used to do a thing called Small Town Paranormal Australia. I haven't done that for a while, and Facebook has come up saying, "Oh, you've done something that breaches the blah blah blah," and I went on there and said, "F off," because I didn't know if it was a scammer or not. Because normally they do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So a couple of times I got that sort of information, and I've told them to go bite me. So if they haven't yet, well, they're not going to. And I haven't touched it in quite a while, like a number of years. So
Okay.
whatever it is that they supposedly found was years old.
Rock on.
Anyway,
Kayla, do you want to?
Shout out your channel.
No, because it's not ready yet.
Okay.
It's not ready yet.
Friend.
Yeah, some free
Okay.
shout outs.
What?
Friend.
Oh, yeah.
Watch for something exciting coming this week that is actually going to be part of our network soon as well.
Yeah.
Kevin, if you want to find that episode, if you look on our Facebook page, I'm going to have a listing up for it right after the show, and then you can find it on Nikki's Facebook page as well. As well as if you just put Restore Belief into YouTube, it comes up right away.
Yeah.
So, but with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here for the night. Next week we are doing astral travel and the dangers of it. No idea what the title will be yet, but we'll figure it out. Friend. So, thank you very much for listening. If you're not catching us live, when you find this, please like and subscribe. And we will see you in 1 week, guys.
All right. See you all next Wednesday.
See ya.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
Data transfer complete. System malfunction. Please evacuate immediately. Program terminated.
Son of a biscuit eater.